So today basically we're explaining one topic which myself I'm honestly a pretty big fan of. Like whenever it comes to me talking with my friends about like deep conversations, this is something that comes up all the time because I feel like it's the most connecting thing to me. It's the thing that helped me mature the most. You know, one thing that's unavoidable, whether you're rich, poor, in a war zone or in a haven of safety, you'll always have hardship no matter what. It's like a mental thing. And one thing that hardship does is it enforces responsibility. Because when life hits you very hard, you cannot do anything about it. No one can do anything about it. Because most of the time, the hardship you have is something that you need to fix yourself. It could be divorce, it could be death of a loved one, it could be anything. The real thing is how you get by it. This responsibility of you taking care of your own self and pushing your own self is something that will stay with you for a long, long time. Because any other situation that requires responsibility, it will mature you more and you will have an understanding of what responsibility means. And another thing is, responsibility is something that creates your masculinity. You're not a man until you have a responsibility over something. Like a great responsibility over something. Another thing that every time helps me but helps me improve my maturity is a very strong pain after any situation that causes me to fall into silence for a good week. You know, you just sit for 7 days and you're just thinking what went wrong, what happened, why is this happening, how I'm going to improve, how am I going to move on from this situation. And this is when you start to get more serious. You know, you stay in a silence for this long thinking about deep questions, trying to find deep answers, and you just cannot. Those experiences, this pain, is what will help you. Because pain helps you it will remind you what exactly happened. Because pain is something you cannot really forget. Once you experience that pain, you can never forget it. You can always imagine of it. And another thing is that this struggle helps you build self-control. Because again, there is no one that can really help you with any of the problems you're going through. You're just looking out for yourself. You're trying to mentally survive, mentally recover. For those long periods of time, you're constantly, every day, caring about yourself. You're trying to find ways to remove the pain. And one thing that really, got my mind off this pain and stuff is, some people go to the gym after they feel some pain. I was doing something similar, I was doing gym and at the same time I was working every day. I was trying to find a new skill to learn. So every day I'm just sitting for 7 hours just learning that skill and learning new things. Because while I'm in this state of focus, I forget a bit about the pain. I forget a bit about what even happened in the moment, you understand? Basically, it's a good thing. You can link this to, when you have some type of pain, and for example, your friend makes you laugh, you're focusing on the joke and whatever, and you kind of forget the pain. Same with this. You find something that occupies your mind, and you constantly pursue to focus on that thing. It will get your mind off it. And at the same time, you're doing something beneficial, you're learning some skill, you're fixing your body's physique, and just do something that will take your mind off it, enter some focus, enter a focus level. And to be honest, one thing from my experience, what I remember, during my school times, around in year 10, I kind of had everything easy. You know, there was no issues in my life. So I was just, you know, just walking free, doing what I want, saying what I want, and this was not exactly a good thing, because I was being disrespectful to some people who didn't need to be disrespected. You know, some of these shameful things I was doing. And one thing that changed everything and gave me some good personality features was a very strong reality hit, a strong hardship hit. It breaks you, you know, you understand pain more, you understand suffering more, and at the same time you wished someone could help you, but no one could help you. So that time you learn to care for yourself, and after, when the hardship finishes or quiets down a bit, when you go out the next time, you'll feel much different. You will feel more kinder, you know, more calm. Because the best feeling is when you have a long period of hardship and then everything is just calm. Sometimes when I was, you know, feeling so dead inside that I wasn't feeling happy, nothing was satisfying me, one thing that I really appreciated was when I had some sort of hardship, because after that hardship, that was the most calming and pleasing time of pretty much my, I wouldn't say depressing, you know, I'm never depressed. Sometimes I feel down, whatever, but I'm never depressed. So whenever I felt this downness, you know, and that calmness came over me, it was amazing. This sometimes gives me pleasure when I have some sort of hardship and I just know that at the end of it, it will be peaceful, it will be amazing. And another thing is that after some of the experiences, you will stop being so naive. You will understand realistic things, realistic choices. You know the outcome of some of these things. Whatever you do, you understand that suffering is everywhere, and there's a, you know, a time where you have to endure a lot of hardship and suffering so you can be prepared for the future events that might occur and that will occur. So this is pretty much my experience, what I was going to share with you, and take this for some time to think about, process, and maybe you even have the same experiences and feelings about this situation.